Okay, welcome everyone to Verbum Dei's virtual info session. My name is Mr. Liu. I'm here with Mr. Zapotecas and seniors Jayden Brownlee and Justin Funes. And we're going to ask them some questions about their experience at Verbum Dei High School. And if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. So first of all, Justin and Jayden, why did you guys choose Verbum Dei High School?
I guess I'll go first. Um, so for me, I came from Nativity Middle School, and how my personality was at Nativity was what led me to go to Verb, because everybody thought Verb was the place for me because I was kind, helpful, just being just the bright spirit that I am. And I honestly had the option to go to Salesian, but I decided to choose Verb because to me, Verb felt like it was just a place that I was supposed to be at. So,
Thanks. Justin?
For me, my case is a little bit more strange. Stranger. Coming from Mexico, going like to a new high school for me, it was like a big decision to make. And I was trying to find a high school where I could feel at home, or in a community I could know that I could be like supported. Um, and one of my cousins had gone there before. He graduated 2016, I think, and I went to visit Verb. At first, I wasn't like really excited, but then I started talking to like teachers and other Verbum Day peers, and I felt at home. So it's just one of those hunches like I had. I felt really welcomed at the school, and I think it would be an environment where I could grow and like socially, spiritually, and as a person.
Great. And what are some things you guys are involved in at Verbum Dei?
Justin, you want to take
Jayden.
this one?
Sure, I'll go first. Some activities I'm involved in at school include Jedi's, Jesuit educated disciples in service. We're in charge of like campus ministry. We help the ministry team during mass, retreats, stuff like that. I'm also a school ambassador. So pretty much this, we help incoming freshmen and the National Honor Society, varsity soccer captain, and a Kairos retreat leader.
Awesome.
Similar to Justin, I'm also a Jedi student ambassador and National Honor Society member. I am also one of the singers for the school's choir. I'm also one of the captains of the football team, and I'm also a member of the Emerging Leaders Group, which is the kind of group of Verb that goes out and meets, in a sense, very important people. So, for example, we've met people like Bernie Sanders, and we've met the owner of the LA Times, and we just try to put ourselves out there to learn more about the real world and just open up our opportunities.
Great. And can you guys talk to us about the CWSP program and where you guys work and what that experience has been like for you guys?
Jayden.
I work at Payton and Regal, which is an investment firm in downtown Los Angeles. For me, my journey's been a little bit all over the place. So freshman year, my general task included scanning, and this is what my company used as like a threshold to see how you do. So depending on your error rate and your accuracy and how many documents you get done, they use that as like a way to see where they can place you in the future years. So because I did well my freshman year, my sophomore year, I was able to work in the graphics department. And because I did well working in the graphics department, I was also able to work in my junior year. As a senior now, I'm working in the IT department. So I have a vast variety of skills, tools, and knowledge from the CWSP department.
Great. Justin?
I work at a family law firm in downtown Long Beach called Gilligan Frisco and Trutranich. I arrived there my junior year, and it's been quite a journey as well. I've learned so much. I'm interested in political sciences, So just being able to be mentored by amazing professionals and attorneys, I've been able to see how much I'm really interested in law and how I can shape my future towards that. They always like advise me and they're genuinely interested in my well-being. Um, so my task there go anything from like filing, scanning, data input, redacting documents, mostly filing. That's one of like the main areas I work with.
Gotcha.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. And what have been some of the most memorable experiences that you have had at Verb these 2 years or past 4 years?
Um, oh, it's been all right, to be honest. Um, for me, I would say like the immersion trips. I've been able to attend the Xavier service trip, which is in Coachella Valley. We go to Xavier Prep High School, and they show us around like social issues in their community. And then they came back to our community, and we learned in South Central LA, especially in WAPS, other issues that affect our communities and how we can engage with them. Those are definitely some of the best trips I've been to. Um, and also my senior year for soccer, we were league champs for the first time in the school history. So
Nice.
it was really nice seeing all the support, alumni, teachers, everybody was like at our last game, and it was just incredible to see how much support we had. And the celebration, of course, it was like really big. So I'm proud I was able to be part of that team before I graduated from there.
Hmm.
For me, definitely the immersion trips. I went on the Xavier trips, both of them. I also went on the Navajo trip, which was which is one of the biggest immersion trips at Verb, and it entails that we go to roughly 5 different states, and we do most of our service in Utah. Um, for me, it was primarily the hands-on experience and just being able to connect with my Verb brothers as well, because I know, especially after that trip, I still have those connections with the people that I hung out with, and also met new people that I still talk to today. Um, Also, our junior retreat, Karas, is probably one of the most memorable things too. But in terms of sports, I would probably say this year, our very first game, home opener, for me, it would probably be when we had won. And for us, this was like big for us because we had just started out. We didn't have the people that we used to, and our team is starting to shape a little bit differently, but for us to be able to go out and perform the way we did, it was definitely amazing for us, and the celebration that we had after was just memorable. So that's it for me.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. And another question for me, it's obviously you guys are seniors. You're going through all of this experience now. What are some of the colleges that you guys have been accepted to? What are some of the colleges that you guys are looking into to start your new career next year?
I guess I'll start this one. um, so some of the colleges that I've been accepted to is St. John's in Minnesota, Menlo, Cal State Northridge, and a few more. The college that I'm looking at right now is West Point, the United States Military Academy for the Army. I know I want to go there, and I'm close to working on my application. I received my letter of assurance, which states that as long as I have all my documentation completed, then I have a guaranteed spot to get into West Point. So that's what I'm working on right now. And once I have all that documentation complete, I'll be a part of the class of 2021 for the preparatory school.
Congrats, Jayden.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Some of the colleges I've been accepted to include UCLA, UC Berkeley, Cal State Long Beach, Santa Clara University, Loyola Marymount University, and out of state University of Chicago, which is one of my top choices so far. I'm still deciding whether I will end up in a Jesuit institution such as Santa Clara or in a almost an Ivy League like University of Chicago. So I'm just trying to discern that for now.
Perfect. Congrats, Justin.
Thank you.
Congrats. Now, Justin, you mentioned some Jesuit universities, and I'm glad you said that. Verb, I'm assuming, was the first experience for you guys with a Jesuit school. What is something you learned about being at a Jesuit institution?
For me, it was a great change. Before I would go to like a Catholic school, but it wasn't a Jesuit school, so it would just be religion, Bible study, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I realized being a Jesuit is more than that. For me, it was like a great experience realizing my faith is not just it's not just like prayer and Bible and this. Being a Jesuit also means taking my faith and making it into actions. So that definitely shaped the way I see the world, like how the way I behave. I try to transmit my faith through my actions. That's a big part of it. And also the phrase being a man with and for others. Um, this is a phrase that you will often hear on campus, and it's a great phrase, and it's honestly how I try to live. Just because being at service for others and being there with and for others is a great part of being like a teamwork, which is like very important just like throughout our entire lives. So being in a Jesuit institution has definitely shaped my faith, the way I behave, and how I see myself in the future.
Great.
For me, with Verb being Jesuit, I've seen it shape the culture at Verb, and ultimately that culture has affected me. And for us, Saint Ignatius, the founder of the Jesuits, plays a pretty big part at Verb, especially when it's just saying his name at the end of prayer,
Mm-hmm.
or just looking at the statue that we just got, or just everything that we have around Verb, AMDG, which is kind of our motto. We say it all the time. We put it on our papers. We have it on our banners. And I know that's been a pretty big role. Being a man with and for others plays a big part. And just seeing how we're all a family because of St. Ignatius, that's how I see the culture shape Verb and how it shapes us.
Perfect.
Great. So, one thing that a lot of incoming families and students wonder about or think about is how you guys manage all the things that you're involved in. I think what makes us so unique is, how involved our students are, but more specifically having a job and your classes and sports and co-curricular. So how have you guys learned to manage and juggle all those things at once?
Well, it definitely is not easy. It takes a lot of planning. So for me, the progression was I started off small freshman year, and then as the years go by, I keep adding more and more to my plate. So how I'm able to do it is just, for me, I plan my day out. I plan it out every morning I wake up, and then I adjust to the changes as I go. But for the most part, it's just knowing my schedule, planning out my schedule, like planning out the time that I have, planning out the things that I have to do, and just trying to get everything done within the time frame. So for me to manage everything, it takes a lot of planning.
I would say, yeah, similar to Jayden, it's mostly like time management and planning. So you know ahead what you have to do. It's just a time of, I would say, stay focused and always try your best. So being part of like clubs is actually very relaxing. So I don't see that as a workload or anything. For me, it's just my part where I get to like chill and de-stress. And then when I get home, I try to balance that, those like activities with my workload. So I would often like get home, start homework, and then at the end just take a like 5-minute breaks, like small breaks. So I think for me would be time management and just keeping a balance between yourself and the homework and like the workload, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And last question, you guys kind of talked a little bit about it already, but what general advice would you give a student who's entering high school?
I would say be open. It's definitely a new experience coming from middle school. But it's a great experience. Try to be involved. Make sure you pursue things you like. I would say during the summer, explore internships, summer programs. Try to do as much as possible. Because I'm sure at the end it'll definitely pay off. So be open to change and to growth.
I would have to agree with Justin to where just do clubs and stuff, because when it comes to Verb, the academics is always going to be there. That's not going to go away. The academics shape your experience at Verb a little bit, but what really shapes your experience at Verb is what you do, the sports, the clubs, everything that you do, the activities, everything. Because for most of us, if we didn't do sports, we wouldn't have had this significant change. If we didn't do these clubs, we wouldn't have had this significant change. Because of the things that we did, the trips that we've gone on, the retreats, the sports, everything, that's how we see ourselves change from being a freshman all the way up to a senior. Everything that we did is what makes us who we are, because we've taken something from everything that we've done.
Great. Well, thank you guys for sharing your thoughts and reflections. I know you guys hear this a lot, but you guys are, two of our leaders at school, and this senior class has been a joy to have, and we're very proud of you guys, and know that there's some big things in store for you guys in your futures. So we're excited to see where you go, and we've been very, very thankful to have you with us at the Verb.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So if you're watching this and have any questions specifically for these two students, you can send them to us and we can ask them. And we hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.